And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
so
fair.
You're more in the category like Luther Reckner, Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do
mean,
it? Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes. But you know,
Wait, hold up.
you got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smizing.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well out there in the world. All right, I hope you guys are all enjoying your evening. Over 50 and Fantabulous is the first one to comment. Hello, my lovely lady. I hope you are enjoying your evening. I hope it's everything you expected it to be and all of that. There's a couple things we're going to be talking about tonight. It's going to be a short one. Unfortunately, I know that they've been a lot of short ones. Yellow Man, what's up, my brother? You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. I know you commented on it on the show a couple days ago. I didn't get a chance to respond to you, but I sees you, man. I sees you. I seen it. You feel me? But anyway, tonight's show is going to be a little bit shorter. Like tonight and tomorrow morning show are going to be short ones. Unfortunately, I am getting ready for this big interview that is about to drop on on Monday, and it's a really big interview, and I want it to be everything that I expected it to be. I guess I don't know how to say that, but I'm really, really hype about it, and it's going to be a really good one. And there's like lint hanging off of my face. Gotta love that. See the problems with beards, right? Right, David? Right, David? Yeah, the problems with beards. Yeah, there was something there, right? There's always something in there. You know what I mean? Kernels of corn. You know what I'm saying? A baby's leg. You never know. You know what I mean?
I hope not a baby's leg. Man.
Yeah, God,
weird stuff going on.
God forbid a baby's leg. That would be really, really bad. But yes, so I got this interview with Roy Jones Jr. that's dropping on Monday, and tomorrow we are literally like locking in a lot of things and making it officially done. Like done. So tomorrow. So I got a few things that I have to take care of tonight and tomorrow to make sure everything is finito. Isn't it finito? I think it's finito, right? Yeah. What he said. So I'm trying to get ready for that, and it's a big interview. And so it's requiring a lot of focus on my end, and I love it. I want it to be dope, and I want it to be something that you guys can fully and truly enjoy as well. And so I gotta, there's certain things I gotta sacrifice, and that's a few hours here and there throughout the week from talking. Sorry. But we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program next week for sure. So we got to jump into this thing. But before I do that, I mean, you already saw his grizzly face, but I'm going to do it anyway. David's in the house. What up, man? What a guan?
Everything's good. Got some interesting topics to talk about here.
Oh, we do. Go ahead. Yellow
Man is asking you about the fight between him and Tyson. Roy Jones Jr.
What about it? Is they going to fight him and Tyson? Yeah. Yeah. Is that the question you were saying?
Yeah. I just can't remember the day. Like, aren't they fighting next week, right?
Yeah. So it is official starting to next week. They will be doing a huge ass coming out of retirement fight. Roy Jones Jr. versus Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson versus Captain Hook Roy Jones Jr. head to head. It's going to be insane, and I definitely know for sure, without a shadow of fact, what am I saying? Without a shadow of a doubt. That's what I was trying to say. I know for a fact, that's also what I was trying to say in one sentence, by the way, that a lot of people are going to be watching that fight. I'm going to be watching that fight. A lot of older people are going to be watching that fight. A lot of younger people are going to be watching that fight. I'm telling you, this is going to be a huge crossover fight for sure. No one cares about what's going on. No one cares about Jake Paul fighting. No one cares about any of the other people. Everybody's super hype, super hella hype about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. going toe-to-toe in the ring for as many rounds as they can. I think if I'm correct, they're doing like 8 rounds. Very untraditional. Each round is 2 minutes long instead of, the traditional limit. So this is going to be a very interesting one. Oh, also at the same time, Mike Tyson hasn't thrown a punch in years. Roy has. Roy's still training. He's still been training. This dude looks seriously like sharp as hell. So, that's funny that I'm wearing this Muhammad Ali shirt, bruh. Wow, that's funny as hell. I didn't even realize that, y'all. But anyway, ain't that a wonderful coincidence? Anyway, so it's gonna be a dope, unbelievable fight, and it's gonna be worth the watch. They've never fought each other before. Period. That's just entertaining to begin with. And then you got Mike Tyson, who hasn't thrown a punch in well over, 5, 8, 10, some odd years. So it's going to be crazy. You know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of people that think, like I'm just reading Yellow Man stuff. I mean, a lot of people think Mike Tyson's just going to clean Roy's clock. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a matter of skill. And I think it's also going to be a matter, because don't get me wrong, Mike Tyson's got skill. I'm not sitting here saying that Mike Tyson doesn't have skill. But I think that it also has to do with some sort of keeping your chops tight. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't hit the bag in a really long time, yes, it can be like riding a bike again, but it is hard to get back into the swing of things, especially if you haven't fought in, years, in multiple years, not just a couple of years. Roy Jones quit 2 years ago in 2018, 2 years ago. Mike Tyson, I don't remember what year he stopped fighting. I think he stopped fighting in 2010. Something like that, right?
Yeah, I'll bring it up here in a second.
No, you good. So with that being said, as he's looking that up, because I know we looked it up before, and I was like, bruh, that's insane. So you got to remember, you got somebody who is skillful in this thing. What is it, David?
15 years.
15 years, y'all. 15. So you got somebody who hasn't been on a bike in 15 years, and you expect him to jump on this Harley and just vroom, vroom, just down the road? It's going to be a little bit sticky for him, I have a feeling. Don't get me wrong. He has pure talent. And pure raw talent. And he could probably rest his laurels on that alone. But at the same time, you got somebody who has not fought in 2 years, who looks sharp as hell right now, and also has the endurance that I don't think Mike Tyson has. So it's going to be one hell of a fight. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm not even sitting here saying that Mike is going to win. I'm not sitting here saying that Roy is going to win. I just think it's going to be one hell of an event. You know what I mean?
I do think, it's going to be amazing either way. But I feel you that Roy Jones Jr. He's been fighting. He's been actually training new fighters. He's been going around promoting them, helping them out. He's definitely got a lot going in terms of just experience. They both have experience fighting, but he's just got a lot more experience recently. Not to mention training is usually one of the ways to make yourself a better fighter in general.
Right.
And so I see him going in pretty strong. I think just like speaking in terms of betting odds, it does favor Tyson now. I think it's mostly because, the people are talking about his training. He keeps going in hard in his training, and he keeps talking that this is supposed to be an exhibition match. Keeps talking. Yeah. And he keeps talking like he wants to go in and just destroy Roy Jones Jr. But So like he's getting really hyped up about it, and he's really energetic. But we'll see if that and his. I mean, he still has a lot of strength. That's the thing. That's the one thing that might give him the edge over Roy's skill is that he might just have enough strength to try and overcome some of that. But
exactly.
We'll have to see.
Exactly. You know, over 50 and Fantabulous just said, have you seen him lately? She said Tyson. So have you seen Tyson lately though? Come on now. Now here it is. Yeah. When he's hitting those pads, I mean, it looks like the old Mike is back. But at the same time, he has to go in and actually fight. You know what I'm saying? Now he has to go in, ding, ding, and then, and they're off. And it's going to be pretty much up to skill versus raw talent, And don't get me wrong, Roy has raw talent as well. I'm not sitting here saying that he's not an incredible athlete. He has raw talent as well, but he has been honing on his craft while Mike Tyson has been podcasting and smoking weed and buying tigers and being on The Hangover and, gaining 50 some odd pounds all in his belly. I mean, there's other things that he was doing that had nothing to do with him throwing a punch. So, like I said, this is why this is going to be one hell of a fight, y'all. And I can't wait to see it because I can't sit here and say that Mike Tyson's going to win. I can't sit here and say that Jones Jr. is going to win. I can't. I have faith that skill will overcome raw talent, I think. Like just rawness, that somebody who is perfecting the perfect punch over and over and over again, you know what I'm saying? Over somebody who is just, I mean, the torque in that man's punch alone is just mind-boggling, Mike Tyson. But at the same time, you got a man who got a lot of skill. You got a man who's been training for a long time. You got a man that probably has a lot more endurance and can last longer in the ring than Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson's known for just going, BAP! Ding, ding, ding! You know what I mean? Winner after like 15 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see what happens. For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Those years might wear heavy on Mike Tyson. His strong punches might not be enough to carry him through without all that training that he's been missing out on over this past decade and a half.
Yeah. Like I said, this is going to be an interesting fight, and I can't wait. But, I got a chance to chop it up with Roy and his whole team, and got to follow him around while he was training and all that. And like I said, when it drops on Monday, that's all I'm going to say. When it drops on Monday, yeah, y'all going to be proud of your boy Pascal. That's all I'm going to say. And you're going to be like, when is the next one? When is the next one, Pascal? And I'll be like, okay, well, hey, chill. I can only do so much. Okay? But soon. I'm working on a couple people. Literally. Hopefully I get an answer very, very soon from some very wonderful people that are helping me out and helping me make these things happen. So once I find out who I'm going to be sitting down with next, for a fact, this will be the first place that everybody will hear who I'm sitting down with next. But there are some people that I'm really working on, and I'm hoping that happens. Keep your fingers crossed for me and everything. And, I'm trying to give you guys exclusive and great quality content here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned on that. Anyway, we got to jump into some of this stuff, okay? Most definitely, we got to talk about this one thing. I didn't even know that this was even happening. Rudy Giuliani recently did a press briefing this afternoon. So as I'm running out the door to go and work on this project, I turn on the television. And the funny thing is it wasn't on TV. It was on the internet. So I pop on YouTube, and it says Rudy Giuliani press briefing, election recount press briefing, and I'm like, oh boy, I gotta turn this on. I gotta give it at least 5-10 minutes just to see what's going on. You guys want to see what he's saying? You want to check out just a tiny bit of it? Let's check it out together, shall we? Because this is something you need to see. It's hilarious, and yes, people are already starting to talk about it with the Rudy Giuliani die. You know what I'm saying? He was crying. His hair was crying. Okay, he was lying so much that his hair color was turning back to its natural state. That's how much his body was not cool with him lying. It was like Pinocchio for hair. You know what I'm saying? So we got to pull this up. It's hilarious. I'm only showing a bit of it. I'm not showing the whole thing because it's a long hour and 50-minute long. It's an almost 2-hour long thing where he is just. We're gonna check this out. We're just gonna check it out. I can't explain it. It's just like you got to see it with your own 2 eyes. Real talk. Okay. Here it is. Let me get back a little bit. Yeah, this is good enough for me. I mean, pretty much once I start it, you'll get the gist of it. What? Oh.
Mistakes, like all crooks do, and we caught them. One of them was pushing out Republican inspectors. Every state, almost every civilized country, even Tanzania and places that you wouldn't think of, have rules about inspectors, particularly for mail-in ballots. And why particularly for mail-in ballots? Because they can more easily be defrauded, and you can't check on it. People who have never done a mail-in ballot, I'm going to show you why it's so easy. Well, you fill out an envelope like this. You put your, usually in New York, it would be your assembly district and the precinct in which you're voting. You fill out your name and your address, and you sign it. You then use an inner envelope, and you put the ballot inside the inner envelope. You seal it all, and you send it in. When it's being counted, almost invariably in the United States, up until the mass cheating that went on in this election, a Republican and a Democrat inspector, as well as others, if there are other parties, is allowed to watch the unsealing of this ballot. Used to go on all over America when we conducted honest elections.
Want to have beautiful lashes in 1 minute or less?
Do you? Do you want that? Oh my God. No one wants that. No one cares.
Because the only time you can ever find out.
What did he say, David? Oh my God.
Did you get the hot mic part? Did you hear about the hot mic part on the YouTube commenters? Okay. I'll send it.
You send it to me, please. I'm trying to get to a place. Let me get to this place because he was saying like some ridiculous stuff. Like he's like, oh, I got the names. Here they are. I think this is where it is. Hopefully there won't come up like, you want long lashes? Anyway, let's go back to this thing.
She was
nice lashes.
She was assigned to voting duties in September, and she was trained by the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan. She was basically trained to cheat. She said that I was instructed by my supervisor to adjust the mailing date of these absentee ballot packages to be dated earlier than when they were actually sent in. The supervisor made that announcement for all workers to engage in that fraudulent practice. That's not me saying that.
This anonymous
American
woman.
Citizen saying that.
This anonymous person.
I don't know. Maybe you could say she's lying, but you can't say there's no evidence. This is what we call evidence.
Wait for it.
This is direct evidence, not circumstantial. I tried many, many cases, as did all my colleagues here. You put a witness on a witness stand, the witness is testifying to their own knowledge. This witness goes on the witness stand and she will say, I was told to adjust the date on the absentee ballots. I witnessed election workers and employees going over to the voting booths with voters in order to watch them vote and coach them for whom to vote. Completely illegal.
Democrat,
she will
by the way.
testify to that.
Democrat.
I don't know. Biden's people can cross-examine her, but you can't just throw it away. Gee, there's no evidence. Next time you say that, you'll be lying. Because there is evidence. This, oh, by the way, this is public. You can all get it. It's attached to the complaint in Costantino versus the city of Detroit. Then she was instructed by my supervisor not to ask for a driver's license or any photo ID when a person was trying to vote. Don't ask for identification. Why would you not ask for identification? Because you knew that a lot of people not entitled to vote were going to come in and early vote. Because you knew that illegal immigrants were going to be allowed to vote. You knew, if you lived in Philadelphia, unless you're stunad, that's an Italian expression for stupid. Unless you're stupid, you knew that a lot of people were coming over from Camden to vote. They do every year. Happens all the time in Philly. It's about as frequent as getting beaten up at a Philadelphia Eagle football game. Happens all the time. All the time. And it's allowed to happen because it is a Democrat, corrupt city. And has been for years. Many, many years. And they carried it out in places they could get away with it. They didn't carry it out in neutral places. They didn't carry it out in Republican places. They didn't carry it out where the law is respected. They carried it out in a corrupt city where the district attorney releases criminals en masse, which is why it has so much crime. She also said, I observed a large number of people who came to the satellite location to vote in person, but they had already applied for and submitted an absentee ballot. So she observed a lot of people voting twice. Again, this is Jesse Jacob, not me. I was instructed not to invalidate any ballots and not to look for any deficiency in the ballots. Why would you do that? Because you're cheating. On purpose cheating. Intentionally cheating. You're cheating as a institution. This is an instruction from the election commissioner or the employer to the worker. Don't look for any deficiencies in the ballots. I was instructed not to look at any of the signatures.
Here we go again. You want some more liquid gold, guys? All right, we get the general idea. Obviously, that's just ruining everything.
I've been working 20.
Dear God. I've been working 25 years on camera. If you want liquid gold, go get this stuff. Man, do you think that Trump's YouTube channel wants to make some money? I mean, damn. Oh, it's not Trump's channel. I'm sorry. Because on Trump's channel, it's on his channel as well. But no, this is Bloomberg's quick take. But yeah. So you get the general idea. Now the thing is like, okay, one, they're going to stretch this for as long as they can. They're getting accounts here. People are coming out. At least, according to Rudy Giuliani, there are accounts that are coming out. There are things that are being said. And just so you know, the people that he's talking about, he was like, yes, this is a Democrat. This is actually somebody who's a Democrat. This is not a Republican. This is a Democrat that was seeing these things and is willing to testify in court for this. I personally think that they're just really trying to stretch this out for as long as they can, trying to make something happen that I don't think is ever going to happen. As much as they want something to happen, it's like they're like stretching this thing out so that they can make a miracle just descend from the sky. They're waiting for a miracle to happen. I don't think that that's going to happen. Unfortunately, y'all. I really don't think anything's going to happen. David, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I agree that he's just trying to just delay a little more here.
Yeah.
If they keep talking about witnesses they have, and if they have them, he gives a name here. I want to see them testify in court, because so far none of them have testified in court, and that's a huge difference from just making a statement. Because a lot of the statements we've heard about fraud so far have been rescinded or proven false or something like that. If there's any legitimate ones, they need to go to court so that it can be verified and everyone can see it. Otherwise, he's just talking, and so far we haven't seen anything materialize on an actual legal level to validate what he keeps saying.
Exactly. As much as he's sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, no, these are all statements, and they're all willing to go into court." Okay, then do it. Do it. Like, you know, for me, I get it. Like, you want to get out there, you want to save your boy Trump, you want him to stay in office. I get all that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And here it is, though, too. You're doing your job. Rudy, you're doing your job. You're being a lawyer. Congratulations. And I'm not knocking any of that. I'm not. But you making a press briefing about this is not, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think it's asinine. It's like, just gather the information, go to court, and see if it's something that will stick in court. And that's it. Call it a day. If you're going to take it to court, take it to court. Do whatever you can to take it to court. But by you making some public announcement about it, doesn't make anything better. All you're doing is feeding to the conspiracy theories that are going on out in the streets. That's all you're doing. This is not helping the situation. You're just helping keep your rhetoric and your ideas out there in the public. But it's so funny because you really think that we're that dumb. Do they really think we're that dumb? Does he think that the general public, even Trump supporters, are that dumb? Come on.
There's I don't have it here to source it, but I saw a poll earlier today or yesterday, or questionnaire, I guess it was. But it was basically, do you think that Trump should concede? And it was something, that would be 65% said that he should, he should concede now. And out of 35, there's another 35% that said that he should not concede if he has evidence to prove, and then, but he needs to bring out that evidence now. That was the answer, and only 12% thinks he should not concede under any conditions. So I don't remember which news agency did it, but it was mostly amongst conservative voters or registered voters, and that's kind of the number they got, is 12% of current Trump supporters or Republican supporters think he should never concede. Other than that, everyone either wants him to put up proof right now or go away.
You know, I'm gonna put the phone number out there. I'm gonna let the phone lines open for a second, for a brief minute. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because I know that we haven't really talked about it. You know, we've talked like, hey, do we think it's voter fraud or not? But actually, the question I want to put out to you guys is this. Do you think Trump should concede? Yes or no answer. That's it. Yes or no. I'm putting out the phone number right now, 314-766-4581. Give me a call or give us a call. Drop that knowledge. Make it quick. We have a very short show today. So make it quick. Love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Trump should concede? Yes or no? Give me a call, 314-766-4581. We're going to continue our conversation. But I just don't get why there is a need for them to to have him come. We all got to come together and see this thing, for everybody to see and talk about it. I want you guys to see this for yourselves. Proof positive that there has been, foul play in the voting, with his dye dripping off his face.
if I was wanting to give him the benefit of the doubt, I would say that what he's trying to do is kind of, this is assuming he actually has legitimate sources he's going to bring to the court. If he doesn't, he's just wasting time. But if he actually does have that, I guess he's trying to keep interest in it, and they do still need or want funding for recounts, as well as I think some of the legal funds they still want donations for. So that could very much be what he's doing here, is a sort of PR thing to get donations for those legal suits. But at the same time, it could just be him just talking up Trump to still give him credibility while we wait for about a month or 2 months for the office to switch.
I don't think that there's going to be any chance. I really don't think that there's going to be any chance for Trump to be able to. I don't think that there's any chance for him to really get this and make this thing happen. We got a phone call. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from? Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show.
Hey.
Enemy, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. I just want to make it quick. I don't think he should concede, you know.
Or you don't think he should? Okay. Huh? You don't think he should?
No, I don't think he should.
Okay, why?
If it was any other year, I would say yes, but because of the mail-in ballots, and the amount of I'm not going to say fraud. I've never liked Trump to say fraud or cheating or anything of that nature.
Sure.
But just the rejection rate that mail-in ballots have had over the years, and then when you couple that with the amount of people that voted, there is a high chance that you're getting into a couple of million votes that are illegitimate. And, you know, if, like I said, if it was a different year and you're not dealing with mass mail-in ballots and COVID and et cetera, I would say, hey, you know, go ahead and concede. But the amount of disdain in this particular election, which was exactly like the 1876 election, you know, why not? You know what I mean? So because if you don't and you concede, then half the country is going to be ill about it. But if you don't concede, and let's say that they say, well, there was not enough to either flip the election or deny Joe Biden 270 electoral votes, because I think that's what Trump is trying to do anyway, not trying to win that way, but just deny Joe Biden. You know, I think that you have to allow everyone to be satisfied. If you concede, you're only allowing half the country to go forward. But if you don't concede, then you're allowing the entire country to go forward. Because no matter how long it takes, the country will know what the exact outcome is. Now, if Trump is to stay in office, then of course you'll have the other half of the country kind of upset, you know. But if he goes through the entire process and it's no, like I said, no mass illegitimate voting taking place, then, you know, the entire country can say, well, we can at least move forward and improve, you know. So that's why I don't think he should concede. He has the constitutional right to challenge states. So,
and there's no
disagreement. He made it known.
And there's no disagreement on that on my end. You know what I mean? Like there's no disagreement on him having the constitutional right to challenge the votes, and I'm not knocking that. that's fine. I think that, in my personal opinion, I think he should keep his mouth shut, get the facts, take care of it in court, and stop riling people up in the streets. That's what I personally think. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be in a place where we are not getting fed a whole bunch of crap, so that people in the streets start losing their damn minds. And right now, people are starting to lose their minds because why? COVID numbers are going out, are skyrocketing even more. People are sitting here going, hey, businesses are starting to shut down again. Like all states are starting to shut down slowly but surely. I know that not all the red states as so far are going to start locking down. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we are in a place right now where we are about to walk back into what we walked into in the start of March. And then next thing you know, it's going to be something else that's going to trigger people, get people pissed off, and go out in the streets. And then more violence and more chaos is going to happen and ensue again. We are back at the beginning of it. And one thing that really drives me nuts and it freaking pisses me off about Trump is that he likes to feed and stoke the flames of his people or the people. And the thing is that when it comes to this, he has that constitutional right. What I'd love to see him do is not pick up his freaking phone and start stoking the flames. Go into his stuff, do it in a legal manner, do it and get it done so that we can get this country moving forward. Because if it is a situation where the voter fraud is actually real and it's all over the country and it's happening everywhere, fine. Let's find the culprits and find them, catch them red-handed. But there's also a country right now that is slowly dying, that is slowly not only dying because of COVID, but because of hunger, depression, because we can't push this country forward, because we can't do anything right now. We are in a stalemate. And I just wish Trump would actually look at that, open his eyes, and shut the hell up and do his damn job. Be diplomatic, get the facts that you need. Quit talking trash on Twitters and the press briefings and handle everything in court so that we can keep this country moving forward. That's my thoughts on that. But Enemy, thank you so much for the phone call. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime, man.
All right, man. Peace. And
Yeah,
what Enemy Nation is not saying is what Enemy Nation is saying is not wrong. You know what I mean? I get it. If Trump doesn't want to concede, fine. I totally see that. But I wish in my heart of hearts, I'm sorry, David, I know you were about to say something, but I just wish in my heart of hearts he would find a way to just keep it, just shut up. Figure out how you can give us another stimulus check. Figure out how you can get the country rolling, even if it is even if you are not doing anything, even if you end up walking away and somebody gets inaugurated in January, we still have weeks. That's a long time from now. There's a whole holiday that we still have to get through. People are getting sick. The numbers are rising. Figure out what you need to do for this country while the country is sick, while the country is hurting. While they do, let your lawyers do your damn thing. Let them do what they do. That's why you pay them millions and millions of dollars all the time. You know what I'm saying? David, what were we going to say?
I think I mostly agree that, I completely agree that they should not keep talking about it the way they are. Mostly my thoughts are, every time they talk about it, if it's true, I just want them to do something that makes it legal, makes it meaningful instead of just a speech or a statement. Mm-hmm. It's kind of annoying to me that they keep saying they have this proof, and I mean, they may have the proof. They very well may have it. And the thing is, if they have it, I want to see it, and I want to see it verified by people. That's why I do want to see it in the court. And in that respect, I agree completely with Enemy that if he has that, he needs to keep. He needs to not concede. But he needs to bring it to court, and he needs to bring it to court as soon as he can, and he needs to get those witnesses to testify. He needs to have that evidence numbered and put on the, I forget what they call it, the evidence board or whatever. Mm-hmm. Those are the things I would want to see. And if he has that, that's going to be very interesting. And if he doesn't, he's just riling people up, or Giuliani's just riling people up for no reason, but we don't know for sure yet whether or not they have any evidence.
Yeah.
We can guess, of course, but we don't know for sure.
I mean, and that's what's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The last thing was he kind of mentioned how this year's different in that we have all these mail-in ballots, and that we can't quite certify them in the same way as we normally have, and that is partially true. There is a lot of new problems that came up with it. That was my main objection to the initial mail-in voting, is that we did it only within 1 month. We should have started it about 3 or 4 months ahead of time, and then it would have been a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And me and you talked about it earlier, but it keeps going back and forth. So in Michigan, 2 Republicans refused to certify the Michigan ballot results because they want to do a full audit of all the votes and look for any discrepancies and make sure they're all legitimate. And then a couple hours later, they said they no longer required that, and then they agreed to certify the board. And then about 3 hours after that, they said they wanted to rescind it because they felt pressured to say they didn't want the audit in the first place. So they want to go back to having the audit, and it's not the same type of audit as we have in Georgia where they're trying to verify the systems. They just want to verify the general integrity of all the mail-in ballots that they got.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going to come from that because it's a huge mess right now since they keep going back and forth. They kind of messed themselves up. I understand if they were pressured, but they should have stuck to their guns and not gone back and forth. So right now, we don't really know what's going to be happening with that at all.
Yeah. And what's funny to me is that isn't this something that we had? Isn't this the corner we painted ourselves into in 2000? And they said, "Oh, we got it all figured out. We got it all figured out, everybody. We got it figured out." 20 years later, we're back at it again, y'all, with the same BS. Now, shouldn't they have had some sort of foolproof idea, foolproof plan, approach that no matter what they know for a fact is going to work, no matter what? Now, mind you, Rudy Giuliani is just saying these things. God knows where he's getting these people from. Sorry to say that. But let's bring some reality into this too. You got somebody who refuses to lose. Refuses to lose. You don't think he probably went to somebody and greased some pockets? What is it? Isn't that the grease some pockets? Grease the palm? Say, "Hey, sweetie, why don't you sit down and you tell us your story? Just, instead of he's and he's, turn them into she's." You know what I'm saying? Just flip the script a little bit for us, honey. Here you go. Here's a couple grand. Just sit down and tell us your story. You're also Democrat. This is perfect. They're going to trust us. They're going to trust our story because it's coming from the opposite side of the opposite side of the aisle. This is perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they do that? Don't you think that they would go scour the earth for any person out there that could be just desperate for money? Any old person that out there, or any person, that just is down to make some money? Here's a couple grand. Tell the story, but just change a few things. Or, hey, forget that. Just lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Enemy said that there's never been mass fraud found, but mail-in ballots has had a 1 to 2% eligibility rate, which could have flipped 5 states this year. And he said he doesn't like to use the terms fraud and cheat.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with pretty much all that one.
Facts.
There has been
Enemy. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, there has been problems with eligibility of them, and we always have, just in general, with any sort of ballot where you mail it in and sign it, not just mail-in ballots, but absentee ballots as well. There's usually around a 10 or so % rejection rate, just because, not because of eligibility, but because people forget to sign it, or they sign it in the wrong place. Those things keep coming up.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
And the last thing is, I agree with him because I gave Trump the benefit of the doubt before, and he still might have evidence, but he doesn't like to use the terms fraud. And I agree because I think if there was any problem with the mail-in ballots that Trump and his legal team could find, it's not going to be intentional fraud. It's going to be exactly that. Votes that were lost because of signatures, or because all the mail-in ballots meant more people were deciding the signatures themselves instead of being right in front of the person and comparing their ID to the paper. So there's less control in the transmittal of the ballot that way, and it just causes for problems. Like 60,000 ballots that were lost in Georgia because of the busted pipe. That's an example that happens just because of mail-in voting, because they had to store all those ballots somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot of problems, and there's a lot of votes damaged or lost, and the system needs to be designed much better for mail-in ballots than it is right now.
True.
If we ever use them again, which I assume we will.
Yeah.
So he's very correct in there, and just legitimate concern.
You know, the thing is, and this is what I was just saying a second ago, and I've said this before. You know, and I'm not sitting here saying that everybody is, I'm not trying to put blames on Trump or Biden, because I know that Jalen just said something that I saw in a question. I'm trying to pull that back up again real quick. Okay, honestly, everyone is pointing fingers at the individuals instead of finding out who, what, when, where, and why, how. And she said, if there is fraud, there's a good chance the candidates didn't even know about it. And that's a very good chance. Very true. That's very, very true. I'm not trying to point any finger on anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to point any fingers on anybody at all on that. All I'm saying is that Trump is definitely trying to make everybody look in a specific direction, saying, hey, bad things are happening over here. Fraud is happening here. He is pointing in that direction. So he's not sitting here saying that it's Biden's doing. Although Rudy did say a few things, if I remember correctly, Rudy was kind of pointing fingers at Biden. So it's not Trump that's pointing the finger, but Trump is basically saying that the Democrats are basically doing some wrong things. There's some shady dealings going on in the blue side of things, and that's why he's going doing a deep dive. But at the same time, I also want to say this. He said this months ago when they started talking about using mail-in ballots because of the coronavirus and everybody's scared of the Rona and getting that COVID-19. He made a huge fuss about it. Remember the whole thing that was going on with the U.S., like with the U.S. Postal Service and all that, all the things that we were talking about? They were trying to shut things down, and the Postal Service was having issues with this, that, and the third, and funding he threatened to cut funding to the Postal Service, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, come on. He knew something was going to go down, or he knew he could use this as an excuse when it came to election day. I'm sorry, but I'm going to throw this idea out here. Don't you think that Trump knew that he was not doing that well, or people were not looking at him in a good light, and he knew that re-election was coming up, and he's going, damn, people are hating me right now. People are really not liking me right now. Biden or whoever is running, because, there was a gang of people trying to run. Remember? COVID was going on at the same damn time. People were getting angry about him, about how he was running things. Then on top of that, the racial injustices that were going on. People were getting upset with him about how he was running things. You don't think for a split second his team is sitting there going, your polls are dropping, sir. Sir, your polls are dropping. Your likability is dropping, sir. You know for a fact that he has his poll polling people walking around with him all day long going, oh, the numbers are saying the people are saying that they're not liking you, but they love Melania's new dress. You don't think that probably was like, man, I need to keep ahead of the game. And maybe if I talk about this mail-in ballot thing, if I do lose, I could use this as an excuse. And then I could bring in all my lawyer people, pay them top dollar for their lawyer minds, and they can esquire the crap out of this thing. And hopefully I can still stay president legally. All because I started dropping that little seed a few months before. You don't think that this man who is a full-on storyteller, the man who is mastermind reality shows and brands and all this stuff, you don't think he was maybe thinking of these ideas ahead of time? I'm just throwing these ideas out there as if. I'm not sitting here saying that this is definitely what he did, but you can't tell me that this couldn't possibly be a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And I've talked about this before. When Biden won, allegedly, and I kept saying that too. Biden won, allegedly. But think about it, y'all. Thank you so much for the $20 tip. Everyone, please send some prayers to Angel Gill. She is in the hospital right now. Thank you so much for the $20 tip, and thank you so much for letting me know that she's going to the hospital right now. And my thoughts and prayers go to you, sweetheart. I hope you're okay. But Jalen just said same seed that's been dropped constantly across the board. Biden tried to call fraud when he ran. Honestly, I don't know about that. So if that's true, is that true, David?
I kind of recall something about it, but I don't remember the details.
That would be a surprise to me, or that would be news to me. No, now, like I said, I'm just throwing hypothetical here. I'm just waxing hypothetical. All right, I'm not thrown out here and saying this most definitely is 100 without a shadow of a doubt the truth. Not at all. But at the same time, you got to play that card too. Just a tiny bit. You have to entertain that idea. And don't get me wrong, although there's a good amount of people that want Trump to win, that want Trump to stay. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them for feeling that you have every right to support who you want to support and get in your feels about who you want to support and feel. But at the same time, you gotta question everything. You gotta question everything. So I'll say that. And like I said, if he wants to concede, or if he doesn't want to concede, then don't concede. I just don't understand. I just don't think that it's going to be very messy. When it comes to January, it's just going to be a very messy time. And it ends up being sent to, what is it? It's sent to the Supreme Court for them to make a decision or something like that, correct?
Yeah.
And I just saw something. In 1876 election, Republicans specifically alleged fraud, and it did not win Hayes the election then. The Republicans won, but not because fraud was found. Thank you, Enemy Nation, for that tidbit of information.
But what I remembered about the Biden fraud thing, I couldn't find a whole lot of details on it, but from what I remember, it was just he was giving a speech because they made a meme about it because he misspoke. And he said he created the most extensive voter fraud organization ever instead of the most extensive voter fraud investigation organization ever. And so, you know, there's a lot of memes that he actually, you know, meant it literally, that he was creating an organization for voter fraud, to commit it. But that was just the meme. But in reality, he did mean that he had created the most extensive organization ever to find voter fraud. He didn't explicitly say he expects there to be voter fraud, but he did make the largest team ever for it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
And that was Biden that said that.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, we're just gonna have to. I guess we're just gonna have to sit and just wait. And I want to make absolute sure. I want to make absolute sure that our elections are as honest as possible. If Biden won, Boone will have an excuse. If Trump won, damn. I think here it is. I think if Trump won, I'll be like, well, damn, too. I'll be like, well, damn. And that will be the craziest outcome and results ever, because you got to remember it. This is why you did not find me out in the streets celebrating when they came out with the information that Biden won the election, when media announced that he was president-elect. Okay? Because I just jumped on here and I'm like, hey, it looks like he won, guys. Allegedly. Because I already knew that this was going to happen. That these recounts were going to happen, that all this BS was going to happen. If he wins, he wins. If Trump wins, I'll be like, this is literally the epitome of 2020. Like, literally, this is the cherry on top to 2020. But then also at the same time, watch the country lose its mind. If suddenly it goes from Biden being president-elect for what, 6 weeks? And then all of a sudden, nope, sorry guys, we just recounted everything and found out that all of it was a lie. Trump is actually the victor. The world, the country, will lose its mind. Forget about the whole idea of like, oh, you're taking away our country's, our right to vote. Take that away and just put in there that people, oh no, you went out and danced in the streets and got ish-faced in the streets, dancing and rejoicing because you thought that good overcame evil. But oh no, he is still your president for 4 more years. All those people that were out in the streets dancing and rejoicing will be out in the streets burning this mother lover to the ground. Sorry to say that, but that's the truth. There's going to be a lot of very angry people if that is the truth. Just saying. Just saying. Stacey Abrams claimed suppression and said that the election wasn't fair. I'm just saying. Ooh, Stacey Abrams even said that. That's interesting. That's very interesting. But there's been a lot of weird, crazy stuff that's been going on. Dems always allege suppression when they lose, and Republicans always allege fraud. You know what? That's also very true. That is also very true. That's a very good point, enemy. So I really, and Jalen, if the statement you just said, I hope you're wrong, love, is to me, I hope I am wrong. I really hope I am wrong. I hope, like, here it is. I do think that Biden won. I do think that. Regardless if there is, like, you can't tell me that there's, like, millions and millions of signed mail-in ballots. That's clearly insane. That's insane, y'all. There are not millions and millions of people that don't know where to sign their name. That's just insane. I can see a couple thousand. I can see multiple thousand. But millions? Nah. Hell to the no. I have faith in my people that we are smarter than that. Holy God. We don't know where to sign our name? Bruh. You know, it's funny, Enemy Nation, I do remember that. I do remember that statement that she made. I do remember that. Holy cow. Thank you. I do remember that in 2018. I remember. And she wanted a recount because she was alleging voter suppression. I do remember that. So thank you so much for that. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for that. But anyway, we gotta do a left turn into something else. I'm sorry. We got to do a left turn because I got to wrap up here. Unfortunately, I'd rather leave on a little bit something lighter, a tiny bit lighter. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about this because, you know, this is my little like, well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put this in. You know, I'm gonna say my thing. And yes, David, I do agree. That was a very good call, Enemy Nation. So thank you, and we miss you, man. You haven't been on for a while, so it's nice to see you back, brother. Real talk. Yeah, you can say it again. Concur, David. Go ahead.
I concur.
There you go.
It's good to see you, Enemy.
Yeah, man. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. There's a few things I wanted to dive in here. One thing is that Conan O'Brien is stepping down from the late night show. He is not doing his late night show anymore. He has been doing this for, oh boy, he's been doing the show for about 26 some odd years. And he's stepping down from the Conan O'Brien show. But the funny thing is now he is stepping over to HBO Max, and he's going to be able to do a show over on that platform. The thing is that I think it's a good thing for him because I feel like for a long time he has just been that kid. They have really treated him like a redheaded stepchild. I'm just going to say that. They really have. You know, get it? Because he is really redhead and all that. But moving on, they really have treated him like a redheaded stepchild. He has had time and time again, struggles after struggle, trying to keep his show afloat, keep it interesting. He has done everything from changing the format of his show to, he has just had the short end of the stick for the longest time. He is now stepping down from his late night show, and he will now, it's starting at the end of the year, he will be on HBO Max, streaming over there, doing his thing. And then, of course, he'll be doing his podcast that he's been doing for a while now. And honestly, I think that really is in his wheelhouse. What he's been doing has been, I think that's what he's been doing. Like he's just been trying to change things and trying to see what works and what doesn't work. And for the longest time, we've just been watching him experiment. It sucks that Conan is stepping down. I know that there's a lot of people that love him and think that he's just hilarious. But at the same time, I think he is, I think him going to HBO will give him a lot more freedom. HBO Max, will give him a lot more freedom to do whatever the hell he wants. Literally whatever the hell he wants. He can curse. He can have nudity. He can have violence. He can do whatever the hell he wants on HBO Max. And I think that'll be really good for him because he's a funny guy, but like I said, I think he's just been getting screwed over for nearly a decade now, y'all. Screwed over time and time again. You know what I mean? What do you think?
I think this move will actually help him a lot. Because lately, at least the past year or two, a lot of talk shows of even before, people were required to stay at home, even before that, talk shows were doing best on YouTube, better than on actual TV and stuff. So like the streaming platform is definitely going to be more beneficial for him. He even said that I think it was Johnny Carson was the one that gave him the advice to go to a streaming platform as soon as possible. And I think that will be good for him.
Wait,
I've liked him
who said
a
that
lot
to him?
lately.
Who said that to him?
Sorry. Johnny Carson.
See, I thought he was saying that as a joke.
Maybe.
No, because he was saying that as a joke. Because Johnny Carson's been dead for a long time. Streaming sites did not exist.
Okay.
When he was alive. Let me hold up. Continue. I'm sorry. Let me look it up because I you know what I mean. I literally thought that was a joke.
It might have been. I read it. I didn't hear it, so I don't know.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I've liked his show just because he doesn't keep using the same jokes as everyone else, and that was the one problem why I stopped watching a lot of them is because they just keep reusing the same jokes. Every show has the same monologue pretty much. It started getting pretty tiring, but he always talked about whatever different things, whatever interested him, and I like that. He tried to keep it more lighthearted and funny, and I hope he does that with his new show. Even though I probably won't see it because it's on HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So Johnny Carson died in 2005. Now Netflix was created in 1997, but that was the things that they were sending you DVDs in the mail.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe it was a thing in 2004.
I had Net Zero in 93 or something like that.
Yeah. So I literally think that it was a joke that he was trying to say. But I think, I do think that he is made to be on a streaming service. Then he could do whatever the fuck he wants. There you go. Just like that. He could just say the F word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seriously. He could do whatever the hell he wants. How he wants to do it, and he doesn't have to answer to anybody. Now, speaking of answering to anybody, I got to talk real quick about this new stand-up on Netflix with Kevin Hart called Zero F's Given. Okay, I got to talk about this because it's really driving me nuts. You know what I mean? Here it is. I'm literally thinking that. I'm literally thinking that Kevin Hart, when you say a title is Zero F's Given, I'm thinking that you're going to be coming in no holds barred, not giving an F about anything, saying exactly what's on your mind. Like, to me, I was thinking that he was going to come out and say this stuff like he is Dave Chappelle. Kind of like Sticks and Stones. Like, he's just going to say whatever he wants and he's going to say it and he's not going to give a damn about it. Right? That he's just going to be up there and go, hey, free willy-nilly. I don't care. I have, I have nothing to lose type of thing. But actually, when I thought about it, this dude got a lot to lose. Endorsements, a lot of endorsements, movie deals, you name it. You name it. He's got a lot of things to worry about. He got to continue securing them bags. So when I saw this special, listen, I know a lot of people love him. I know a lot of people hate Kevin Hart. But here it is. He's been securing the bag for a long time. He is world renowned. World renowned. His comedy translates beyond English. He has traveled the world, cracking jokes. So regardless of anything, whether you think he's funny or not, this dude's come in and he is an international superstar. But he has a lot to lose. So he can't go up on stage and just start talking ish. It's not like he can go up there and like Dave Chappelle was like, oh, the alphabet people. You know what I'm saying? He can't sit there and say anything about transsexuals. He can't say anything about anything. He can't say anything. Just like what Dave Chappelle said in Sticks and Stones or any of his stand-up. He can't say the same thing because if he does, he's losing hella bags. Dave Chappelle has zero Fs, really. So when I saw this, I was just like, this is not funny. I was expecting him to be I was expecting him to be on the floor, like holding my sides because I was laughing so damn hard. And it wasn't that at all. He was saying the same. He was saying the same jokes over and over and over again. And then a lot of the jokes that he was saying are jokes that I've already seen before or heard before, I mean. So to me, it was like, okay, I thought this was going to be like No Holds Barred. Like, you're not going to care. Here we go. Let's do this. And it wasn't funny or shocking. And I'm sitting there going, no, you gave a lot of Fs. Like, you gave many Fs. You didn't, you say 0 Fs and you weren't throwing caution to the wind. It was very safe. That comedy was very much what I always have been seeing him do. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I was disappointed. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle. Of course I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle. But I'm a fan of Kevin Hart. I'm not one of those people who's going to sit there and go, oh, he ain't funny. He never been funny. No, he's funny. He's funny. And I keep thinking maybe his shtick is too old. It's like ran out. Like, the cup just dried out because he's used that shtick for so long. And maybe we're just so used to it now that it's just not funny anymore. Or that he's just been using some dried up jokes that just ain't funny. And I don't want to hear about your COVID struggles. No offense. I've already heard about it from other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear one COVID joke, you've heard them all. And everyone's talking about him. Oh, look at, like Bill Burr. Oh, look, you guys are looking in the front line, just looking like a bunch of surgeons. You know what I mean? It's like everybody has everyone has it. Everyone has a COVID joke. And I feel like he used the same jokes that Bill Burr did and Dave Chappelle did. I'm just like, bruh, come on, man. We're going to talk about COVID? Talk about something else, man. Damn. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that ish. Just disappointing.
It's a shame. I was hoping it would be good. I haven't seen it yet.
It's not funny. I literally turned it on and I'm like, I want to laugh. Please make me laugh. And I just sat there and I'm like, where's the punch? Oh, that was the punchline. Damn. And I feel like everybody else was on there. I feel like everybody was just forcing themselves to laugh. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, no one's thinking, man, is this maybe maybe it's just his friends? Maybe they're just getting paid to be there? Like, they really think this is funny? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You know what I mean? But like I said,
I watched it.
International dude. But go ahead.
I watched his previous one on Netflix, his last stand-up special, and I had the same kind of opinion on that one. He didn't talk about COVID, but it was before then. But he was just playing it too safe the whole time. I had watched one of his older ones that made me laugh, and so I picked up his newest one. But it was the same thing. I think it was last year's, and maybe the year before that. But it's just he was playing it safe the whole time, saying a lot of jokes. Like you said, that you kind of hear not necessarily stolen jokes, but similar enough that you kind of know the punchline.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, even the other, the one before that, I was just kind of like, there was a few laughs. There was a few moments that I actually chuckled. I watch a lot of stand-up, y'all. I watch a lot of stand-up. I watch everybody. I grew up really enjoying that stuff. So I watch everybody. And then again, I'm watching that and I'm like, this is not as funny. And you're right. I feel like ever since the day that he got in trouble, he got under fire for sending out that tweet or old tweets, those homophobic tweets that were jokes that he, of course, apologized for and everything. I feel like it almost seems as if his funny drained out of his body at the same damn time. He is too busy scared of getting canceled, and he's too busy wanting to be likable that he's not fully going out there and just killing it and just saying what he wants to say. Bill Burr is not Dave Chappelle money. You know what I'm saying? He's still Bill Burr. He's still got to make his money. He's still got to do his stuff. He hasn't done a TV show that made him $50 million. You know what I'm saying? He don't have fun coupons, but he still goes up there and just, he doesn't care. Caution to the wind. 0 F's given. Dave Chappelle, he's got the fun coupons. He literally lives on a farm in Ohio, off the beaten path. He got nothing to lose. He got money on top. His children's children have money. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't got nothing to worry about. So he definitely has zero fucks given. But then you got Bill Burr. He has to worry about getting canceled. You know what I'm saying? He's like a blue collar version of the comedian in the comedian world. You know what I mean? He works for his money. You know what I'm saying? He still goes out there and he does his thing. Yeah, he's got a few things here and there. Yeah, he's a voice on F is for Family. Yeah, he does his this, that, and the third, but he ain't some super name, super household name like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart got stupid money. He could get canceled and his kids got money. Yet he's still coming out here safe as F.
I mean, Kevin Hart was talking about how he's part of the like super ultra 0.1% club now because he talked about once he just gets invited into a back room and then there's like Jeff Bezos just there, just comes up and talks to him and everything. He's just talking about like, oh, apparently the super rich just hang out back here.
Right. And don't get me wrong. I mean, of course, his world and his life is going to be a little bit different. So he's going to talk about those things. I understand that. Like he's going to sit there and go, hey, here's my world, as being a top 1%er. The money's different. My neighborhood is different. My neighbors are different. How I fly around is different. How I drive is different. The type of food and people who I interact with is different. So I get that he's going to talk about his life of privilege. But at the same time, it's like, damn, bruh, come on, be funny. Be funny. And right now, that special's just not funny. And that's unfortunate. But, if that's how he wants to secure the bag, then he has to secure the bag. What were we going to say, David?
That email I sent to you is funny with the Giuliani die thing. It's the tweet at the bottom.
Ooh, let me hold up. Let me pull that up. That might what?
It seems like that might make our audience laugh more than Kevin Hart because they don't seem a fan.
I just had to get that off my chest. I've had some time to think about it. I talked about it briefly last night, but I didn't get a chance to really, dive in to it. Okay. Wow, he looks rough. Hold on. The girl in the background just cracks me up. So is it the video that you want me to pull up?
Yeah, it's the video and the tweet near the bottom.
Oh, it's in the tweet.
The article.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's in the tweet. Hold on. This thing's taking forever to load.
It's just I'll just give people an intro because there's not a good one in there. Basically, it's a 30-second or so clip of the YouTube managers for Donald Trump's YouTube channel. They're on hot mic and they don't know it, and they're talking about Rudy Giuliani while he's giving his speech.
Do we know who the YouTubers are?
Oh, well, they're the official ones. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but they're the ones hired for the Donald Trump team.
Oh, dear God.
So they're the official one.
Oh,
they're official Donald Trump. Because it's from his Donald J. Trump Twitter account. So.
Yes. Hold on. This is freaking amazing. I'm going to turn you down just in case. Hold on. Try to pull this up. There's going to be... Oh, come on. Come on. Pop up. Wait a second. There we go. Oh, come, all these pop-ups, man. Damn. Come on, man. Be my friend. All right, so this is the tweet. I guess there's a girl standing next to Giuliani. Is this the video you're talking about? Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. Say that again.
I don't see it up here yet, but
no,
yeah,
I'm about to pull it up right now. Boom. Okay, so it's a little fuzzy, guys, but you'll get the general idea. All right, let's take a listen to this.
Can they hear us on the stream? I guess not.
I don't think so, but that's kind of cool.
To the point of mathematical impossibility that 186,000 votes come in at once, all for Joe Biden. That's like flipping a coin 186,000 times and it lands on.
See fucking Rudy's hair dye dripping down his face.
Happen. There is no reasonable explanation for the.
Can they hear us on the stream? I guess not.
I don't think so, but that's kind of cool.
To the point of
that was it. That was hella fast.
186,000 votes come in at once, all for Joe
I'll do it
Biden.
again.
That's like flipping a coin 186,000 times and it lands on.
See fucking Rudy's hair dye dripping down his face.
Happen. There is no reasonable explanation for the.
Oh my God. Well, they saw it too. They saw it too. They're like, what the heck is going on with his hair dye?
Those are the official YouTube managers for Donald J. Trump.
Oh, not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. They're definitely fired now. Oh my gosh. But that's what you get, man. That's what you get. Oh my God. That's amazing. But hey, who does that?
Well, at least that'd be popular for a few minutes.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's going to go viral all night and all day for sure. Tomorrow morning, everybody's going to be talking about Rudy Giuliani's hair dye and all that. And don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? He got to be sexy too. He got to be sexy. Huh?
You take a towel with you.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what I mean? Wipe it down because I'm on. Okay. Anyway, we got to jump off here, guys. But that's hilarious. Rudy Giuliani's hair dye just dripping. Oh man, what did he do? Like a spray on? I don't know. It's so weird to me. Like, how's his hair dye dripping? You know what I'm saying? Like, you Rudy Giuliani. You know what I'm saying? You don't have like a hair stylist that you go to, like a specialist that just makes sure they know know your head to make you look young. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that at the same time, he got to be sexy. He got to be sexy. He's going to be on camera. You know what I mean? Even more now than ever. This crazy man. Crazy Rudy. Oh, my God. Anyway. Say again?
A huge step up from the, pit stains when you were giving a meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
Just wanted to take it one step further.
yeah. He's like, let me rev this engine up a little bit, guys, and just melt in front of you like a snowman. You know what I mean? Man, I'm done. I'm done. Things happen. The one thing that really drives me nuts is the girl in the background. I didn't get a chance to show that yet. Let me just show you guys this woman in the background. It's driving me nuts. Cause the whole entire time, I'm just gonna show you guys our screen real quick. This right here. This woman right here. The entire time, she has this smug look on her face. You know what I'm saying? She's like, You tell him, Rudy. The entire time. She's got a resting smug face. Literally. This woman has a resting smug face. She's like, we did his foul play. You tell him, Rudy.
You're right. I totally thought she was just laughing at him at first, but yeah, she's.
No, she ain't laughing. She most definitely is. She is definitely going. That's what. You tell him. Tell him.
Yeah.
Like, it's hilarious. There is foul play, mother lovers. Rudy's about to tell you. It's stupid. Anyway. I'm sorry. Anyway. Hey, David, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. I know you got to jump off here very soon. Everybody, thank you guys so much for being on tonight. I really appreciate it. It has been a wonderful time rapping with you guys. But unfortunately, we got to get going. We got things to do. Yes, we got things to do. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at what Enemy just said. To you, actually. I've been away arguing with diehard Trump tards. Never go full Trump tard. That's interesting. Interesting. Yes, there are a lot of them out there. But it's okay. We welcome them here to the show as long as they play clean and play nicely. Play nicely, little young people, okay? All right, anyway, I got to get going. I appreciate all y'all. You guys are dope. You guys are amazing. David, thank you so much for being on. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time for a fun, short show again. Like I said, tomorrow's show is going to be a little short, but, I got this project that I got to finish. This Roy Jones Jr. Episode is very big, and it just has to be taken care of, okay? And like I said, I do this stuff for you. I'm doing it for you. I don't know what that is. Just go with me, all right? I love you guys. Stay safe. Stay healthy out there, all right? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.